Hey, welcome back. We've got some knives here. I just sliced this open off camera really quickly to confirm it was what I thought it was. These are just in from Tenable Knives. And they reached out to me and asked me if I would take a look at a couple of their knives. And so I looked at the website, went through it. And one of the things that, I don't do this for a living. So I'm really big on, I'm not going to even take a look at it if I don't see something that's compelling to me that I would want to have. Otherwise, why am I showing this to you? Like, I don't want to do a bunch of reviews. That'd be bad for them and for me. I don't want to do reviews of crappy knives. So I saw a couple models on here that I really liked. So they sent the first two, and if I think they're redesigning a third one. So this is the Tiny Dancer, which is a fixed blade that really caught my eye. And then this one over here is the Raven. So let's get into both of these and see what we think. Just gonna take a little finesse here. But yeah, I even sometimes I like accept a link or whatever. If they gave me a link, I'll put it in the description and you can feel free to use it. But again, for me, this is more about finding stuff I really like. So I saw a couple here that I really liked and put them on a list, and we'll see what we think now that they're here in person. So first impression here, ooh, got some extras in this. Let's see what's in here exactly. Some of this might just be filler. Let's get to the knife and show you what you really want to see. So the Raven here, and this is a bar lock, and it looks like it comes with a couple extra springs, which is nice. First impression is quite good. It does look really good. Although this scale looks like it's maybe a little hazy. I don't know if that's what that is, but oh, that's really nice. You know what this reminds me a lot of? The model just slipped my name. My name slipped my mind. But the Quiet Carry Drift, I think, is what it reminds me of, but costs a lot less money. So just to take a look at what, I'm going to go on their website really quickly and go to the Raven here, because this is feeling quite good actually. And then we'll jump into the Tiny Dancer in a second here. Raven. So these are going for just this one that I'm holding in my hand, $68.89. And that's with 14C28N. You got a bar lock, pretty darn nice scales. Again, I don't know if that's like a little faded there. It doesn't look quite like that in the picture. And this one looks a little darker. So, you know, maybe a little QC thing there, or maybe it just like sat here for too long or something when it was shipped over. I don't know. A little bit of lock stick on the bar, but it feels like it would probably work its way in. So it could even maybe just need a little bit of lube. Let's try that really quickly and see if that solves it. Because bar locks are pretty simple beasts, and shouldn't take too much to make that go away, I would think. Or maybe it is an issue, I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's feeling pretty good. A tiny bit there still, but not bad. Any side-to-side play, front to back, no, super solid on this lockup, like really, really solid, despite the fact that it is absolutely drop shut on the bearings. So it does run on bearings. I'm a big fan of bar locks on bearings. I just think they're better knives. One of my favorite knives is a bug out, which runs on, oh, this is cool, which runs on washers, but I've broken it in and it works pretty well. Talks a little bit about the warranty. It has a Tenable covered warranty and how to take care of stuff. So you can check that out if you want. All right, let's check out the Tiny Dancer. So this next one is the fixed blade offering. Thought the design looked pretty cool. Let's see what we think here. Nice little Kydex sheath right there. That is, I really like that design. And that is adjustable, so you can rotate that. Oh, that's what was in here. Was a little cleaning cloth too. Sorry, never ended up getting to that, but had seen that in there. So there's a cleaning cloth that came with the other knife there. Now let's take a look at this beast. Ooh, that is pretty nice looking. A little heavier than I expected. For better or for worse, some people like their knives to feel a bit more substantial. Interesting. This one's definitely feels like it's maybe made for a bit of a smaller hand than mine. I do really like the harpoon and an interesting finish on it. D2 blade steel on this with like a Cerakote. So let's get some of this stuff out of the way here and really focus in and see what we think. So how about the Kydex sheath? What's the fitment like? It looks like it's quite tight, but it did get in there. But that would be a hard draw there. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Harder to put it in than to take it out, actually. It just feels bad shoving a knife into my hand. I don't know. I prefer, like I would go in here and shave that out a little bit, make it a little easier to get in there. But okay, part of what I would recommend here would be that this is cut back a little less. It does make a nice little spot for your finger to go, but this is weird when this finger is way higher up. So I would prefer these to be more in line. So that's like a little design suggestion there. Let's see how they sharpen their knives. How about that? We have some paper we can use here. Got a little something over here I can use. Decent sharpening. Let's double check on the other knife here. Much better. So I think this one they kind of missed on a little bit because this feels much better. This one's fixing what that one missed. All right, so they know how to sharpen, but maybe a little inconsistent. Overall, I really like the design visually of these two. The ergos on the folding knife, the Raven, I think are spectacular. I think this is, a very good competition. This holds its own with, against like a $300 quiet carry drift all day. That is just a very solid example of a bar lock knife. Very high quality feeling. This one, a couple little things, just a little heavy. I'll do a weigh-in and size on these really quickly. Sorry, all my stuff here is covered with dust because I just did a little renovation on the office here. But let's get a weigh-in. So this, by the way, looks like a solid 3+ inch blade, maybe a 3 1/4. 3.75 there, and then let's check the length on this while we're weighing this guy in. Yeah, 3.985. Not super heavy, but switch sides here. So 7.5 overall length with, best to measure this way, 3 1/8 on the cutting edge. So blade length, also about 3 1/8 there. So yeah, I'd say this one to me is the winner of these two. I want a little more, like this is very flat. I want this to have a little more curvature in the scales. There's nothing like super sharp on it or anything. It's well finished. So especially for the price, this Tiny Dancer goes for $49. That's a nice fixed blade for $49. Do a little modification to the sheath. I mean, I've had to pay $49 for a sheath like this. So the value is definitely there with this company, Tenable Knives. I think their design choices are really nice also. I think they have an opportunity on just a little bit of the fit and finish and QC, and they could be a really great company up there with like a Civivi. Penguin is, comes to mind. So there's a lot to like here. There are a couple pieces of feedback that we can give as well. This Tiny Dancer on the size, by the way, overall length 6.875 and blade length 3 1/8, cutting edge 2.75, was it? Yeah, 2.625 maybe. I just want these ergos to be a little more in line so my hand doesn't feel like it's going way out of line. Like I want this to be flatter. Like you can have this be a little dipped in, recessed, right? Like that's okay. But you generally don't want your grip to be way out of line. When you're gripping it like this with a small hand, not a problem. For me, my hand's bigger than this, and I wear an XL glove. So you want to be able to have a choke up point, and this choke up point's just either you bring the choke up point back further or you bring the handle out further. Either way, this just is to me like a little excessive. It makes it less easy to manipulate the knife. So that is all for now. If you enjoyed the content, please feel free to like and subscribe. I'll go ahead and link these in the description. Hope you enjoyed it, and if so, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.